Hi everyone, my name is Bogdan Shevchenko. I'm responsible manager for Hideez vendor in Bakotech company. We are official distributor of this vendor, and today we will discuss on our webinar the passwordless future, and that is almost here. So regarding our agenda today, as we will discuss some authentication services, we will discuss what's the problem of passwords of our users and what is passwordless authentication, what is Hideez in general, how it works, what's the authentication tools it use, and we'll show with our pre-sales engineer Roman Bebeshko solution demo, and then we'll answer for frequently asked questions. So let's start. First, which we will discuss, it's our common employer problems with passwords. And first, which we see is numbers, big numbers. First one is up to 100,000 passwords are stolen every day. Actually, it's really a big amount of passwords, to be honest, and more than $4 million average cost of data breach in 2023. So regarding common employer problems, of course, it's many accounts, different services, different modern services which have their own or native authentication services, etc. It's, to be honest, for users, big problem because and big headache sometimes because they or lose password or forgot them, or they need to reset password and then they make it more easily or simple just to remember, etc. We also have many devices and smart cards, legacy services, which sometimes even cannot support some authentication services, etc. And of course, virtual desktops on our terminal servers. All of these problems, create really different kind of risks, security risks, let's say, for our company. So how we can solve it, for example, or what the solution we need to use, or methodology, for example. So regarding problems which we have, what the other hand we have, what is the passwordless authentication in general? We have such things like FIDO Alliance. This is organization made by a few digital giants, let's say, of industry, such as Facebook, Google, Amazon, Apple, of course, etc., who gather and discuss how they can solve issue and provide more simple way and at the same time secure for users for entry to other services, because as we discussed before, user nowadays even in corporate field have different services and web portals, etc., and this is a most common problem for users. So what they prepare for us? First methodology is FIDO UTF. As you can see, it's passwordless second factor. It's really most popular things which we see, but as you can see here, when we have login and password, we use, for example, our hardware token, for example, Touch ID or Face ID technology, or PIN code, which we prepare before or user save like their own. We don't have this, we don't have here, for example, any SMS, as you can see, because SMS technology, it's not secure as it is. I will discuss it and tell you why later on. And second one, FIDO 2. It's 100% passwordless access. This technology, when we use login and password first time, we save it, or let's say apps save it, and then use for authenticate us only technology again of token or face or touch ID, or PIN code. So in this case, we don't use and don't put each time our login or pass. So that's why it's 100 passwordless. So next we have such diagram when we see secured, unsecured, inconvenient, and convenient for user and corporate as well. We will discuss in both sides. So password-based attacks first will be about unsecure and inconvenient, when we have only password for entry to our services, for example. And of course, here we have different type of attacks, like such as phishing, brute force attacks, social engineering, of course, and many others, when we can, let's say, forgot our password, reset it with our phone number, which could be duplicate, for example, and many others. So too many risks, inconvenient, unsecure. Okay, we go on up, yeah, and see password plus second factor with SMS, yeah, some small text messages. It's more secured, of course, because we have phone number, yeah, and we only put password. So login, for example, apps or our systems saved. But why inconvenient? Because if in case if we cannot receive SMS, what we will do? If we cannot take a phone number, so what the other tool we will be use if is this only way which we used to? So that's why it could be sometimes inconvenient for users. And we go on the other side, yeah, convenient and secure. Let's discuss about the passwords which we can note on our notebook, for example, or save in our notes, or I don't know, Google Keep, etc., or save in some specific, for example, apps which could be secure, just for our opinion, and we save just one by one, by points, our passwords to other services. Unsecure, but convenient for users, unfortunately. And we have, on the other hand, another solution, yeah, like secured and convenient as passwordless authentication. Why it's so? In many companies, we have password rotation policies, for example, when we force our users to change password each month or quarter or maybe other period of time, whatever. But at the same time, we don't know if we even put rules of passwords. User will use their own, for example, and if they could use more simple one. So, and we go to passwordless authentication, which is secured and convenient. Why it's so? When we have some password rotation policies in companies, we enforce user, yeah, to change password each month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't know, maybe other period of time, for example, but whatever, they change by their own opinion the passwords. Even when we put rules about how strong should be password, for sure they will use some, let's say, common passwords, unfortunately, which they used before, but with a little bit plus numbers, plus one word, etc., or one letter even. We have such cases too. But when we use passwordless authentication and we use some unified services for that, such as Hideez, for example, we can use rotation password without user without knowing which the password is. So it's more simple and convenient way for users, so he don't have headache to remember all the passwords to all the services where they work. And for us, like corporation or company, we sure that nobody could be compromised at the same time. So what is Hideez authentication services? We have a solution which convenient, again, as we discussed, for users and convenient and secured for companies as well. We use here in Hideez 3 tools or methodologies, let's say, of authentication, which could choose by customer. First one is passkey. It's right side of slide. We will return to the left one, no worries. So passkey, mobile authenticator when we use mobile app for example, iOS or Android, and physical security keys. Yeah. So we will discuss later on in details each of them, but first I want to also tell you about FIDO to Hideez server, yeah, how it works and which endpoint it's supported. First one, you see that endpoint which supported is Windows, Linux, Android, iOS and macOS, of course. Variation we discuss, synchronization of users. Yeah, it's supported with on-premise Active Directory and at the same time Azure AD, of course. As you can see, implement Hideez server, you can like on-premise at the same time and use cloud like SaaS version from Hideez directly. And technical protocols also you can see the most popular and common, of course, it's SAML 2.0 and OIDC, of course. So, and now how it works. We have employer, just go one by one in the line. We have an employer who want to have like send the request to log in his Gmail, Outlook, whatever it is. These requests redirect to our server, yeah, after implementation, and then choosing methodology, which was chosen again by the company before. Again, physical key, mobile app, pass key, or platform authenticator, doesn't matter. When this employer go through this methodology, we approve it if it's okay, and then go login confirmation to the user, and then it's like passwordless authentication, and in general authentication is the services. Now about some in details methodology. First, passkey, using technology passkey. As you can see, for workstation, we have two, to be honest, requirements for workstations with built-in TPM or Trusted Platform Module and biometric sensor. So here is don't need any endpoint applications or extension. Yeah, so we just use native technology of smartphones, tablets, notebooks, or PCs, for example. So this is the best way to make device of users, yeah, their own security key. So devices, it will be security key which saved by the exact user here. About supporting browser and operating systems, you can see also on the screen on the slide. So next one, Hideez Authenticator is mobile app. As you can see, it's available on App Store and Google Play as well, or Play Market now. So here is also the most common actually methodology when users or employers have Hideez mobile authenticator on the smartphones, and this is also when smartphones become like security key. So we have this password manager, one-time passwords or OTP. Yeah, so this app generates them. And we have two modes, offline and online. Of course, for online, we can also scan and log in through QR codes, for example. It's most common for workstations and different kind of web services, for example. And we have at the same time offline mode, because when user is offline, mobile app save 50 different tokens for offline. It should be enough to have like any login into your workstation while you flying, for example, or without internet connection, of course. So this is mobile Hideez Authenticator. And now the last one, but not least, yeah, Hideez key. On the screen you see Hideez key 4 version. As you can see, it supported different protocols, USB, NFC, and Bluetooth as well. And this is also FIDO certified key. What we have here, this is, to be honest, all in one device. We have FIDO security key, proximity-based PC login, and unantened PC logout. So when we come to our PC and PC find our Hideez key by Bluetooth, for example, it will be unlocked. And at the same time, when we go out, it will be locked, so it's really easy to use. Of course, Password Vault or Password Manager support technology, so here users can keep their passwords from other services, even their own, not only corporate, for example, in this key, and of course supported OTP tokens as well. And one also very important thing is that in this key we have support of RFID technology, so we can use it like smart card to enter in our buildings, offices, etc. So here is how it looks. Now about common use cases, also you can see on the screen. passwordless sign-in, sorry, or multi-factor. Yeah. Uninternet logout, so when we go out from the offices or from our workplace, let's say, and proximity-based PC login when we come and go nearby our PC. And password-based sign-in, again, it's supported for different kind of services and web services as well, physical accesses as well, using RFID technology, yes, we discussed, and VDI, yeah, or virtual desktop login, also supported in Hideez by this just small key. So now I will ask Roman Bebeshka, our Passwordless engineer, to join us and show demo. Yeah, how looks admin console, how looks this small key, how it works in general, and then we will answer for frequency asked question. So, Roman, please.
Hi, my name is Roman Bebeshko and I am engineer of Pakatech company and responsible for Hideez application server. Thank you for joining our webinar today, and now we start our more technical part of our presentation. So on your screens you should see our slide that represents supported operating systems and browsers, and as you can see Hideez supports all of popular operating system and browsers with a green color marked fully supported variants of authorization or variants of connection to the key or maybe our server, and with yellow marked points or features that are in development right now, and with red color we marked features or connection ways or possibilities that are not available for right now. So next I want to show you our main console of the Hideez server, where we could manage and change settings of our Hideez server. So first of all, we could see a dashboard with several widgets that represents status of our server or version of it, our employees that registered or maybe that are active right now, and also we could see different types of unlocks and sessions. If we go there, we could see how many sessions do we have in the past, and maybe some active sessions, when those sessions is started, and when they were closed or user is logged out. Also we could see here types of unlocks. So manual is like classic variants of unlock when a user types his password or maybe login without using Hideez server. So also we could see here workstation from what workstation user is working, and also his username. Also we could see here some additional information if it's possible, if we have those information, and so on. And let's go back to our dashboard, and here we could see all other widgets that represents states of our hardware walls, so keys, how many keys is registered on our server, and how many keys is ready to use or already in use. And also another widget representing our workstation, so all registered workstation that are authorized on our Hideez server, and workstation that is online right now. Okay, so let's move to another tab. So here we could see our employees. As you can see, here we can create different types of employees. So it could be internal employee that created only on Hideez server. And here we also could add imported users from Active Directory. Want to mention that we could integrate with local Active Directory or Azure Active Directory. It doesn't matter. We could do it. And also from this tab we could also manage and see details of our users. So for example, let's jump in here. So first topic that we could see here is a single sign-on option. That allow us to implement single sign-on authorization to different services, different accounts or resources with use of Hideez server passwordless authentication. Next point that we could see here is hardware vaults that connected to our employee that is pinged and connected and logged to this user. Here we could see state of this hardware key, so it's active, and also in details we could see other information about it. Okay, and the next topic is proximity unlock. So here we could define what workstation we could unlock with proximity option that allow us to unlock and lock our workstations by proximity. So when user is going away with our hardware key from the workstation, it will be automatically locked. And if our employee goes back to his workstation, it will be automatically unlocked with no requirement to any additional authorization. Okay, and next option that we have here is accounts. So Hideez server also allows you to adding some accounts like password manager for your different users. So it could be personal account that only this specific user can use and see, and it also could be shared account that you created in the past, and then you could share it to other users, manage what they can do with it and how they can use it. And the last option is backups. So as you can see here, Hideez server creates backups any time that our hardware key is connected to workstation and its workstation is online. So when there is connection to the server, Hideez server automatically gets backup of this key. So if something happened with it, we could restore this information and your employees could work with no problems. Okay, let's move to another tab. So this tab allows us to configure and see information about our hardware vaults or keys. Here we could see all hardware keys that's connected to our server and information about it. So for example, battery information, firmware updates, or maybe if this key is ready to use or maybe actively in use, and what employee is using this key. And also from here we could define some access profiles that allow us to change settings like additional authorization. So if we choose edit option, so here we could define like when user will need additional actions to authorize to some services or maybe to workstation. So it could be just button click. We could request additional PIN. So user will need to be enter some PIN code for accessing some features, and server confirmation. So for default, we have button and server confirmation for pairing, so for the first activation of the key, and locking it with two specific workstation. And then we could add these options to connection. So connection represents any connection to already known workstation for the key. So if we want, when your worker or employee wants to unlock or connect a key to your workstation, it will need to click a button or enter a pin, or it will need to be online to get a server confirmation. Or we could also enable this option for storage access, so it represents password manager, and if employer wants to use those passwords that's stored on the key, it will need to add some additional actions. And also here we have some pin settings that represents pin expiration, so how long employee won't be needed to enter another pin. And also we could add some pin length, so how strong it will be. And also we could set here incorrect pin entry. So if in this case user 10 times enters wrong pin, this key will be deactivated and notification will be sent to administrator. Okay, so let's move to next topic, and it would be workstations. So here we could see our workstation that's connected to Hideez server and authorize it here. So also we could see here information about domain of these workstations or work group in this case. Uh, Also we could see a version of client that is installed on those machines, operating system that they are running, and also information about when this machine was added to our server, or maybe when it was online last time. Also here we have some profiles that we could manage different functions. If we click here on default profile, we could see option that we could manage here. And as I already mentioned, Hideez key allows you to enable proximity lock and unlock for your workstation. So here we could set up a signal level. So for example, if our key will be on 50% of signal strength to the workstation for 0 seconds, it will be automatically locked. And then we could also change this option for unlock. For automatic unlock of the workstation, you will need to be close for 90% of signal strength of this key to the workstation. And also here we have some additional options that may be required with some different environment and working with it. Okay, so the next tab that I want to show you will be shared accounts that, as I already mentioned, also represents our managed by Hideez server accounts that you could share to your another employees, to your workers, and then manage those privileges and to what resource or system they want to or can connect. How it works? Here we can create some accounts, and it could be any or website or for a specific application that installed on your workstation or employee's workstation. It could be local Windows account or maybe domain user account or even Microsoft accounts. When we define this, we also could add some URLs, so our client and system will know when and what type of user and what specific user or account system will automatically enter on specific URL. So, for example, if you want to log to your web resources, or for example VMware, it will automatically know that this is VMware. You need to add or enter here a specific account for it. Or also we could define applications and a load workstation. So this user account will be active only on specific workstations, and even if user have access to this account from different workstation, or it is shared account. And here we have like default password manager option, so to enter login and password, but also like additional feature that Hideez server allows you to is to add some OTP authorization. So if on your resource or system you are using one-time password, Hideez could automatically add those passwords and authorize with two-factor authentication. Okay, let's move to next topic, and here we could see templates tab, where we could create templates for your most used resources or systems. So for example, it could be any web resources or applications. So you just define here a template, and then you could add different accounts to it, so it will be easier for you to manage many accounts and adding it. Okay. And next thing that I want to show you is audit tab that allows us to monitor and audit any activity that's happened on the Hideez server or on our workstations. So here we could see information about recent events, like connection or disconnection of workstation, types of unlock that was used by this user or on this workstation, and even a key and user that was logged in. Also, here we also could find sessions that I already showed you, and a summary tab where we could gather some information about statistics and information how often our users logged into different workstations, how what average duration of our session, and so on. And the last one tab here is settings, where we could define some parameters, and thing that I want to show you is how we could add and integrate with Active Directory. So as you can see here, it's a pretty easy operation. So for on-premise Active Directory, we are using just domain user with enough privileges, of course. And for Azure Active Directory, we need to create application on our Azure portal, and then add this credential here, so Hideez could automatically authorize with it. And next thing that we could change here or add is Hideez user sync group that allow us to define what user will be imported to our Hideez server from the Active Directory, and also Hideez auto rotation group. The user that belong to this group will be automatically changed its password by Hideez server, so no one will know those credentials for these specific users. For example, nor admin nor user don't know password for these users. And also we could define strengths of this password that we will be adding by Hideez server or changing, and also duration, time to live of this password. So for example, in this case, we will be changing those passwords every 28 days. Okay. And the last thing that I want to show you here in our management console is that it will be feature that frequently we get frequent questions about it, and it is alarm button that allow us to uh, lock all clients' workstations and deactivate all keys with one press of the button. So when this feature is activated, all workstations that are online and connected to Hideez server will be locked. Keys will be deactivated, and no one can use it to authorize or enter any credentials to any services. And yeah, so for web panel, I think this is all. And now let's move to client experience and how your employees will be operating and work with Hideez service. So here you could see on your screens how Hideez client is looking. So it's pretty minimalistic, and uh, next I want to do is to log in or pair my key with my workstation. So all I need to do is just move my key close to Bluetooth dongle that we are using here, and process will start automatically. And in a couple of seconds we could see that our key is already connected. So also we could see that it's already read password manager and our account that is stored on this key. And also we could see here some information about our key. So for example, it's key's name. Also we could see here signal strings. So it's on what depends our proximity locks and unlocks. And also we can see here battery level for our key. Want to mention that one charge of key's battery lasts for 3 months, so I think it's enough for any use cases. And also, as I already mentioned here, we could see our accounts that was added by admin in this case, and also any user could add his personal logins and accounts to his client, and it will be stored locally on our key. So no one, not administrator or even Hideez server, do not know anything about this account. So these accounts will be stored only locally on our key, and you could use it for your personal like logins to, for example, Netflix or something like that. And all we need to do to add another account is create a name for it, of course. Then we add some login. We could use our past logins from another account to make this process more easier. And also we could add some password or auto generate password if we need it. Then we specify website or application, and also we could add OTP authentication. So after that we just save this account, and it is ready to use. Next thing that I want to show you is mobile authentication. So Hideez server allows you to add uh, authorization to your workstation even without hardware key. So you could use only your mobile app on your phone, and it will be works as passwordless authorization or even password based if some requirements are not met for passwordless variant. So yeah, this also connects in a couple of minutes, so it's pretty easy for any employee. And the next feature here is remote vault that allows us to connect our hardware key to a remote workstation. So for example, we have like our main laptop, and then we want to add our passwords and accounts to different workstation. From there we could request its access and then allow it from the main workstation and control those sessions from here, from the main workstation. So if you don't want, if you want to close this connection and block access to your passwords from those remote workstation, you could click and remove those permissions. Okay, and next thing is setting step. Here we could define some parameters, change our preferences, and also we could add some hotkeys. So as client and key has hotkeys for manually entering enter of login or password or OTP in different cases if automatic variant is unavailable. So all we need to do is when we're using hardware keys to double click for input login, 3 clicks for password, and 4 clicks for OTP. But in case with client, we could change even combination of keys that we need to enter or function that will be activated by this combination of keys. Okay, and now that I want to show is how you could enter to your workstation or authorize to your different systems with your Hideez key. First variant is native integration with Windows Hello, so it allows you to passwordless authorize to your workstation on Windows 10 or Windows 11. And how it works, so we just need to lock our workstation, then we press enter. We already could see that our workstation is looking for our key, and it requires pin from us. Need to mention that this pin is required specifically by Windows Hello, so it's managed by your domain admin or your Microsoft account setting. Okay, and next thing that I want to show you is how you could authorize to your workstation with two different types of authorization. For example, Windows Hello and with integration with Hideez server. So first case will be Windows Hello. So it's a native integration with Windows 10 and Windows 11. So you just need to add your security key or your Hideez key to your Windows or Microsoft account. And then how it's going. So we press enter. We could see that our laptop is already seeing our key, and then it requires from us some additional authorization. So it would be security pin, security key for our hardware key. We need to mention that this pin is required by Windows Hello policies and not by Hideez authentication server. So it could be managed by your domain administrator or your Microsoft account policies. Let's enter our pin code, and then we could see that communication with key is started. And after that, we could see that our key is blinking with a green light, so we just need to press a button and all done. We already logged in and ready to work. And the next option that I want to show you is login with Hideez server. So just to show you how quickly we could do it with this integration, I just use these settings for default login option. So Hideez will automatically choose login with its service instead of default Microsoft authentication. So, and let's now close our windows, lock our screen, and all we need to do is just put our key close to our Bluetooth dongle and all done. As you can see, we don't need to press any buttons, enter any additional codes. It's all done passwordless and easy to use. Okay, and after that, I think that we covered all functionality of Hideez server, and we can end this part here. So thanks for your attention. We'll be waiting for your questions and reviews.
Hello again. This is our final part of our webinar with module of frequency asked questions. So here we have a few, let's say, questions in our list, which more often ask our question about our customers. Sorry, about Hideez. So first one is how is it licensed? So what we need to know, firstly, it's licensed by server license, which goes by users. For example, we have 100 users, so we need 100 users server license, for example. And additionally, if we want to use hardware tokens, for example, we took Hideez key 4 plus Bluetooth dongle if it needed, again for desktops, for example, which don't have Bluetooth version 4 or less, for example. So I have also questions to you, Roman. So first one will be what integration are possible or are there out of the box? For example, CM systems, I don't know, maybe something else.
Yeah, so out of the box, Hideez supports many types of integrations like already mentioned CM systems. Also, we integrate with Active Directory or Azure Active Directory, and then we also could integrate with systems that support OpenID or SAML protocols to authorize your users to different systems or resources. So yeah, that's like main types of integration or features that we can implement to Hideez.
Yeah, additionally, we can use API, for example, for such systems or legacy systems which you have in your infrastructure, for example. But again, to understand how we can integrate Hideez to your legacy services, we need to understand documentation and, of course, check. So if you have such questions, please ask after our webinar or send us email to analyze these things. So, and we move forward. Also questions to you. Is it a password manager? I suppose it's questions to mobile authentication from Hideez, but we have...
So yeah, Hideez does have password manager, but passwords and your user account stored only on Hideez server or locally on the key itself. So there is two ways that you can add users' accounts to password manager. It's one and main way to do it. It's to add it by admin from the admin console. Then you could share those accounts to different users and manage it by different groups, etc. And also, users could add their user accounts manually from their Hideez clients, so they can store it locally on their keys, and no one will have access to those user accounts. So nor admin nor Hideez server don't know about do not know anything about those user accounts. But need to mention that this feature doesn't work on mobile authentication app. So for password manager, you will need to Hideez key to use Hideez key for
hardware one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I see the questions, is a Bluetooth dongle always needed? Again, just repeat, not always it needed. Actually, if desktops, for example, supports Bluetooth version 4 or higher, you don't need Bluetooth dongle. But again, you could also buy it with your Hideez Key 4, only for more, I don't know, like pairing more quickly, for example, with your stations. So because sometimes, of course, native Bluetooth adapters in different desktops functions in slowly or different ways. Yeah. So next one, it's to you. Is it possibility of authorization on web resources? But I think yes.
Yeah,
Firstly,
as
but
we already mentioned, so yeah, you could store different type of user accounts on your Hideez server or on the key, and it also could be web user accounts or any application accounts, so it doesn't matter actually.
so Hideez more unify every web resources for each of our employers, for example. So yes, it's possible, and really because of different protocols of integrations, possibility more wider on current market. So, and the last one also for you, the ability to manage the blocking of accounts in the context menu of Hideez control panel.
So yeah, we have also several types of possibility to lock your workstation or lock all workstation together. So main feature or way to do it is to use alarm button that located on the control panel of the Hideez authentication service, and then administrator could lock all keys or all workstations that are connected to our server. So when its function is activated, all online workstation will be locked and keys will be deactivated. So no one could use it to use it for login to any types of accounts or machines or workstations. So yeah. And another way is to lock it from your mobile authentication app. So you could just remotely lock your workstation if you like.
For example, hardware compromised.
Yeah, or hardware compromised, or maybe you forgot to lock your PC when you left from the office, and then you want to lock it, so you could do it from there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Roman. Thank you for your time, guys. If you have some additional questions or any of them, just feel free to ask in email or answer on this webinar. So see you soon. Stay tuned. Bye bye.